Good evening. I'm getting a later start than I planned because when I fired up OBS, my my connection needed to be rebuilt between the switch and OBS. So I decided to just push this back a half hour while I rebuilt that, and now it looks like I've got some audio and video. Let me see if I'm streaming. Yep. Okay. So I'm going to get started. And the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be heading in a different direction than I headed last night. Last night I was going mostly up into the north, following this path in order to get to this tower, because this tower has a really nice sword stuck in the skull that overtops the tower. So I showed you how to easily get to the top of that tower rather than have to fight all the enemies. And I also took care of the Kakariko and Hateno quest, in which Impa sends you to Hateno. You go to them and they send you back to Impa. She gives you a quest, and then you finish one item of that quest and she gives you the champion's tunic. So the champion's tunic, as I mentioned last night, is one of the best items in the game. It tops out at about 32 defense once it's fully upgraded. Right now I've upgraded it once and it is at 8 defense, which is much higher than I started the game with. It's still not really sufficient to be going into advanced areas, but we might get to work a little bit on upgrading it a little bit more tonight. But first, I want to find another cache of good weapons. And so I'm going to be heading in this direction to that star. And before I do that, I am going to head over here to that shrine. Oh, and I'm going to be very cold, so I need to put on the warm doublet first. Well, I need to put on the warm doublet as soon as I get there. I think I made it so that I am not going to be suffering any damage, because the cold area will damage you. Okay, I'm good now. So let's see, which way do we go here? We go off this way. Oh. There's a shrine down there. And I'm going to open that shrine. I'm not going to do it right now, because it's a little annoying. But that's where we're heading, that tower up there. That's where we're going. But let's go down and open up the shrine first. Hopefully, a ring of stamina and one extra area of stamina will be enough. These wolves are going to come at me. Maybe. Maybe not. If they do, I'm ready for them. Looks like they're not going to come after me. I must have gone out of their territory. So let's see. How do I want to get up here? Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Looks like what I really need to do. What was that red thing that went off? What are those things? Are those fire lysels? Hey, you want to come at me, bro? Uh-oh. Maybe my bombs aren't quite powerful enough yet. Okay. Ooh, raw gourmet meat. Nice. All it really takes is to kill one of them, and then the others will just leave. So now I see what it was that I saw that was red shooting off there. It was actually that star. Oh no, moblins. That's not good. Or stall moblins. This has all sorts of boulders. Oh no. Well, I definitely want to get out of the way of that thing. That's an electric choo-choo. Made it. Wow. Okay. That's good. So I got away from the electric choo-choo. And I'm actually heading in the right direction, it looks like. I'm not going to be able to get that star piece. Because it's like after 4:30 a.m., 5 o'clock, it's going to disappear. Okay, there's something I want to do for a second. Just give me a moment here. Huh. Okay, good. I've got my my Mac thing, my colored thing is spinning next to the chat. So on OBS, so I'm going to see if there's anything happening. It looks like my chat might not be working right now. I'll come back to that in a minute. And first, I'm going to head on over here. Oh, now we're talking. The rest of the climb should be fairly easy. So I've got a ladder here. That's actually free. It doesn't take any stamina at all, unless you start jumping. And it looks like I can actually get all the way up to the top, or maybe almost all the way up to the top. Following this around. If you were watching the cutscenes earlier, you saw these built actually when they were digging out the Divine Beast. This is where they were doing excavations 100 years earlier to dig out the Divine Beasts. I want to make sure there's no substantial enemies around here. I think there are some enemies up on this little plateau. So I am going to put on Majora's Mask. And also, may as well put the Champion's Tunic back on. Okay, and I'm pretty sure there's enemies. Yep, you can see what I can see their health bars because I'm wearing the Champion's Tunic. Champion's Tunic shows you the health bars of enemies, and it can do it from like another room. You can see, like in a shrine, you can see if there are actually guardians in the shrine. Ooh, that choo-choo is not going to be fooled by Majora's Mask. So I'm going to give it a wide berth. Come on up here. And I'm going to change again because these guys aren't going to come after me, I don't think. So this will speed up my climb. Okay. I'm going to put on the mask again. There's a big moblin up there. Ooh, and he has electric choo-choos too. There's a lot of electric stuff in the desert areas. And most of the shrines are also focused on electricity. And the Divine Beast is kind of focused on electricity as well. Okay. I don't think they follow you up here. Oh, maybe they do. My bombs are not very powerful yet. I need to upgrade my bombs. Well, they're not going to come up here. This is out of their territory. And I'm going to raid some of these boxes. They've been here for 100 years from when they were excavating this area. Oh. And you can see that this is another shrine that's at the bottomless bog. The trick is to try to find a place where it will actually shatter. Not happening, apparently. Okay, I'll take out my sledgehammer rather than waste time on that. Just 5 rupees. Oh, okay, a red rupee, that's nice. We are in the Gerudo area. Although officially this area is called the Wasteland. But if you played other Zelda games, like Ocarina of Time, you're familiar with the Gerudo. And you also know that Ganon's human incarnation, Ganondorf, was a Gerudo male, which is a very unusual thing. They have like one male born every 100 years. I am going to change weapons because I'm about to make a climb. I'll go for a nice light weapon. My goal is to make it over to that pillar. Of course, without getting sucked into the bottomless bog. I almost lost my footing on that one. Oh, let's change into the climber's bandana. Okay. Hello, first time chatter, unpublished Koffel BQK. Okay, so now I've got the this opened, and what I want to do is I want to make my way over into this area. I like to do this without actually looking at a guide. So as far as I can remember, what I want is somewhere near the Kaysa Valley. So I'm trying to find Gerudo Tower. This is the Wasteland Tower, but I'm trying to find the Gerudo Tower. And so I'm going to be making my way over there, but first I'm going to be making my way over here towards this area, which is where there's a stable. There's a big dust storm out in the distance. Oh, and look! That's one of the divine beasts. That's the desert beast. And it's kicking up a big sandstorm. So the divine beast is kicking up a sandstorm, and then off in a couple of other locations you can see here, there are sandstorms, and then way past the divine beast there's a sandstorm. So this is kind of an interesting area in terms of the weather. And we all know from Star Wars, right, that sandstorms are very dangerous. Okay. Yep, I can see a shrine down there. So I'm definitely heading in the right direction. But I want to see if I can make it a little closer to these rocks because there are enemies in this area. Once again, I'm just opening the shrine. I'm not actually going to be entering it today, but I may come over to this rock and grab some mushrooms. Oh, this looks like it might be a Korok. A lot of players dump these rocks on the Korok's head, but I don't. I mean, it's like, except this one's gonna go down there and maybe hit somebody. I don't dump them on the Korok's head because the Koroks are totally harmless. You know, the yahaha may be a little annoying and all that, but some people actually do crazy things with Koroks, like Like they will strap rockets onto them in Tears of the Kingdom. And, you know, all of that. I'm not going to talk to Cass just yet. I will eventually catch up with him. That's the bird-looking character who's playing an accordion. I do want to talk to him, but not quite yet. What I do want to do... What time is it? 7:20 p.m. I think I'm going to... sleep.
Hi.
Sure, why not?
Ooh. Ah.
That guy is standing up snoring. Okay, I'm going to go back up to that shrine. You'll notice there's a small pool of water here, just for the heck of it. Let's do Cryonis. That's really just for the heck of it. But, to tell you the truth, I know I could have used the rock right next to it, but it's kind of fun. Using Cryonis where you don't really need to. And especially in the desert. I mean, there's this little pool of water in the desert. Let's Cryonis it. I like that this has a bunch of short ledges rather than just one long climb, because some of these areas in the desert area can really be annoying in terms of long climbs. There will be a bunch of climbing in Link's very near future. And here is a Zap Shroom. Oh, and there's a Lysol over there. I don't want to wake him up. He probably has some attacks I would not be fond of. One of the things that's going on here is that we have a gateway to the desert. And you can see the desert right over here. We're above that right up here. But you can actually see the rock that kind of forms a natural gate. But I'm going to go over to the other side. I'm going to paraglide over here. And start climbing. Or maybe not. Maybe I will look for some more natural ways to get up. For some shorter distances. Or just stay on this ledge for a little while. Like there's some ore over here. I'm not going to mess with that right now. I did cook up the mushroom skewer, didn't I? Yeah, a little while ago. So we'll see how I do. I am going to mess with this because this looks like the easiest way to get up. If I don't make this, I will eat my mushroom skewer. It looks like I'm not going to make it, but I want that mushroom. Okay. Let's try to give Link a better chance at this. I probably should have cooked up more mushrooms when I was at the stable. And maybe cooked up some Endura carrots as well. Yeah. I do have enough for that. Let's see if we can make it. And I'm going to save right here. But I should be able to make a lot of good progress with this mushroom skewer of speed. Oh, and I also have this little one. I don't even have to do my mushroom skewer. I have the hasty elixir. So I'll try the hasty elixir here. This stacks on top of my climber's bandana. So I should be able to make it to the top. I am making, I think, better progress this time. No, I'm not going to make it. Okay. I'm going to go back. Load. And I'm going to mark this. And this isn't on the map. So technically this is covered by Gerudo Tower territory. I'm going to go back to the shrine. And use the cooking pot at the stable. Unfortunately, I don't have anything like a traveler's medallion that I can put down here and just come back to. So I just kind of had to mark my path to where it's going to work. Okay. And I'm not going to do the My Poor Friend's quest right now. Having 2 mushroom skewers should take care of all of my desert needs to get to where I'm going, and also these Endura carrots. Nice. Okay, I'm going to eat those Endura carrots right now. That will immediately give me more stamina. Hello, dog. Oh, what the heck. Do I have... Yeah, I think I do. Dog likes me. I think that dog just got scared by Beetle. There is a reason I'm feeding the dog, aside from the fact that he's a nice little dog. Gosh. Am I feeding the wrong dog? Okay, dogs, if you feed them enough times, and it should only take about 4, will lead you to treasure. So let's see if he'll lead me to treasure with one more. There we go. Oh, there's a treasure chest right here. Good dog. Ice arrows. Well, that's useful. Thank you, dog. I'm going to give you one more. That's just for being a good boy. Okay. So I will go back up to the shrine. And I shouldn't have any more problems getting to where I need to go. And this time, rather than use Cryonis, I will just use this little shelf, which is about the same height as the Cryonis pillar. And I'm not going to use the mushroom skewers until I need to. So if I don't need to, I won't use them. Oh, this looks like another Korok. Koroks like to hide under rocks a lot. Okay, what I really want is to get up to that ledge right over there, so I'm going to climb up here again. Rather than have to climb over on that side. May as well go up one more level. As you've probably noticed, most of the sound in the game is ambient rather than have a constantly playing soundtrack. You get the stable theme, which is related to Epona's theme. Epona is Link's horse. Through many iterations of this game, or through many iterations of the Zelda franchise, I should say, not this game. Okay, so I think that this was the area that we were in. Yeah, it looks like it was like right about here. I'm just going to go up. Yeah, I can see the star on my map now. Like I said, I'm not going to use my mushroom skewers unless I have to. And now that I have the extra stamina rings, I'm not going to have to right here. But if I start to lose too much of my extra stamina, I will do that. I may lose just a tiny bit here. But those mushroom skewers are a pretty valuable resource. So they're kind of like my ace in the hole. Actually, I am losing quite a bit of stamina. But okay. One of the things about this game is that sometimes the puzzles are in the landscape. You have to find the best way to reach the place you need to reach. Like, you have to look at the landscape and determine where you can climb. Right now I'm not heading in the direction that I want to head, but I'm getting in position to. So I want to be heading in that direction, somewhere in that direction. And what I really need to do is go up before I can do that. And I think that this is probably where I'm going to be using my mushroom skewers. Or at least my first one. Okay. You can see how much faster Link climbs with 2 times speed. He has about 5 minutes on this. So he could actually make quite a bit of progress, but we don't want to go up that hill too far. Because if we do that, then we're getting into the cold. And I believe that you can kind of run along this ledge for quite a ways. And here we are. This is where we want to be. And I am going to change out of Majora's Mask and back into my climber's bandana. And hopefully I'm at the correct angle for climbing, for paragliding down to the tower. Yeah. And I'm not going to talk to Cass again, but I will get around to him. He's making that sound with the accordion. And by the way, I have played accordion professionally in an Irish band. And I'm not going to tell you my favorite gig right now. But I had one really cool gig. Well, I had a lot of really cool gigs. But I had one particularly cool gig at the Viper Room a long time ago in the early 90s. And maybe I'll tell you about it sometime. Now, the reason we have been making our way over to this tower is not only to open up the map for the desert, but also because there's a nice stash of weapons here. So as you can see, the way I came in was one of those excavation sites. But I'm going to head in a different direction. The excavation site, which I will probably be back to explore at another time. As you can see, I was estimating where this would be, and I have it a little bit southwest of here, but that pin helped me get in the right direction. Where I really want to go now is here. I've still got the Hasty Mushroom Skewer going, so this climb should be pretty easy. There's usually a couple of wolves up here. Yeah. Dang, those bombs really don't do a lot of damage. I usually prefer using bombs on wolves to actually taking out my weapons, because bombs usually do the trick. But I guess before you upgrade your bombs, they don't really do that well. So I am going to change to stasis here. Ah. I'm gonna wait for it to go because I did the wrong thing. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. I'm going to be dropping a bunch of junk weapons now. So let's see, what all do I want to drop? Because as you can see, what I've got here is I've got a Gerudo spear. I've got a Gerudo shield. I can pick that up right away. I've got a Gerudo bow. I can pick that up right away. I think I need to make room for these other weapons, though, the melee weapons. So let's go into my inventory and go to my weapons. And I can drop that. And I can definitely drop that. I'll keep the core oak branches for now. Here's a Gerudo spear. Edge of Duality. Look at that. 50 hit points. And a Moonlight Scimitar. 25 hit points. And now some chests. Opal. A gold rupee. That is worth 300 rupees. So I now have more money than I've had in the game, even though I've spent a little bit of money. And let's see. Okay, there we go. More bomb arrows. Nice. I have 10 bomb arrows. That's pretty good. Well, it is 2 a.m. in the game. And I'm going to put on my warm doublet and go back to the top of the tower and see which direction I should go from there. I am going to change weapons here. Something nice and light. I now have 2 really good weapons, although this one is fragile. The Edge of Duality has a lot of hit points, but doesn't last very long. Okay. That's the Kara Kara Bazaar over there. And I don't think I can even see Gerudo Town from here. Unless, no, that is Gerudo Town, sorry. And the Kara Kara Bazaar, I might be able to paraglide down to that. Okay, the air is too cold for me. One of the nice things about this game is that unlike a lot of other games, you actually can use your waypoints in the middle of something. So like, say you unexpectedly come across an enemy that's too overpowering, you can actually retreat. Most games won't let you do that. Most games will say, enemies in the vicinity, you can't go anywhere. So I'm gonna hang out up here for just a little while, about an in-game hour. And maybe I should talk to Cass. He has a quest for me that involves that pedestal down there. I don't actually want to do the quest right now, but no, actually, I'm not going to talk to him yet. I'd like to talk to him at a stable first, because I'd like to hear the story of 10,000 years ago from him. This is kind of a perfect time to go to Gerudo Town because it's not too hot yet. In fact, right now, it's very cold. It's very cold in the desert at night. But I should be able to do this now without getting the cold weather warning. Because it's now after 5 a.m. Okay, I am going to head over to Gerudo Town. And I am going to change into Majora's Mask. Because there are electrical enemies in the desert, and I don't really want them to notice me as an enemy. So this is another instance of opening the shrine and not actually doing anything with it. I will come back soon and do a bunch of shrines. Right now, I'm trying to do some other things like getting gear. I'm going to get out of this mask for now.
Oh.
Are you spying? No, I'm not a spy. I'm a merchant. I may not look like it, but I'm actually the leader of a caravan. I've traveled all the way here, but this town doesn't allow men to go in. So that's why I had to, Are you spying? It's research. Research. And think what you want, but I finally found some key info on how to sneak into Gerudo Town. What info? Well, allow me to share with you my heroic tale. It's been close to a week now. The guards have kicked me out more times than I can count. I almost gave up hope. However, I have learned only recently of a man that slipped into this well-guarded town. I heard that man is frequently traveling between Kara Kara Bazaar and Gerudo Town. I've been waiting here trying to spot him as he travels. Okay, well, I am going to do this side quest, and I am going to put back on my mask. Although, it's getting a little warm out here, isn't it? I'm not sure that the heat gets you right here. Maybe it does. In which case I'll have to go somewhere else where I have a cooking pot. And cook up some items that will allow me to endure the heat. Temperature is getting very high. Okay, so where can I find a cooking pot? At a stable. And there's one right here. One of the nice things about this particular cooking pot is that you never have to worry about this particular location having rain. This is one of the few locations in the game that never rains. I mean, one of the few stables in the game. Let's see, what do I want? These allow you to stay cool even in arid regions, but let me see. Does Beetle have anything?
Yeah.
Sure. A hasty elixir? Sure. You can have my hasty rhino, my beetle, whatever. Oh, this one's 5 minutes.
Yes.
This guy is really into beetles. It's a really hard beetle to find. I shouldn't have given it to him, should I? Except that if I don't give it to him, well, there are some very interesting dialogue things that happen. Okay.
Yay!
Okay, now, I am not an elixir maker, I am a food maker, but why not? And I have some monster parts, so I can at least make a very low level, hopefully. A very low level elixir. Let's see, what are some monster parts? Those alpha talons are not very valuable. Nice! A chili elixir that lasts for 6 minutes. Nice, okay. It's a low level elixir, but it should work. And I'm gonna see if I can get to the Kara Kara Bazaar from here instead. Okay, so that's the, yeah, that's Gerudo Tower. Here's Wasteland Tower. So let me see if Wasteland Tower is any easier. Where I want to go is right here. The reason that I was really happy that it turned out to be an elixir is that one of the things that can happen when you start throwing around monster parts is you get dubious food, which is actually the name of it. And I don't think I've ever made an elixir before, so I was actually kind of happy that that worked. Because usually I get dubious food, so I kind of stopped even worrying about elixirs. I'm gonna see if I can make it there without, well, they're temporary hearts anyway. This is an oasis. Yeah, the temperature is getting very high. I'll take damage. No, my temporary hearts will take damage. And so far there, yeah, there's a little bit of damage to my temporary hearts. Probably lose one. But probably not now, because now isn't it weird that it should start making that noise as soon as I show up? And look, Beetle has bilocated. I'm actually going to find... Ah, that's nice and refreshing. I'm actually going to find the fire and sit by the fire until night. Like I said, I'm doing a side quest. And that side quest should get me into Gerudo Town. The man who found a way to sneak into Gerudo Town is rumored to be in the Kara Kara Bazaar. And where would somebody like that be except in the most inaccessible location? And you can hear the divine beast thrashing around in the desert. Look, there's somebody here, but it looks like a woman.
Mm. Mm. Oh. Mm. Mm. Ah. Mm.
These clothes only help my looks, right? Now that I think about it, this style would look quite fetching on you. I'd have to charge you, of course, but I bet people would see you completely differently if you wore them. What do you think? Do you want to buy them for 600 rupees? Okay, I'll do it.
Oh.
Maybe it'll get me into Gerudo Town.
Mm. Whoa.
Yeah, Link's a little embarrassed.
Oh.
It's such a striking look around here, I doubt anyone would even suspect that you're a man. On top of that, it breathes so well that it's sure to help you deal with the desert heat, at least a little.
Ah.
So glad I was able to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Ha! I don't think I will be taking you out to eat, sorry.
Ah.
Make sure you watch out for the wind.
Mm.
If you want to get more ladies' clothing, come back anytime. So I guess I can expand my wardrobe of Gerudo outfits. Okay. So according to my quest log, I was able to find the man who snuck into Gerudo Town, and I got a Gerudo outfit from him. I'll pass for a woman while I'm wearing it, which is a ticket into Gerudo Town. I'm not really ready to start the Divine Beast quest here, but there is a vendor that I want to talk to. I typically scavenge for resources, but I'm going to splurge a little this time. And I am going to get a lot of stuff. I don't have enough rupees. I thought it was only 600. Okay. Shock arrows. I bet I can do that. Okay. Oh, she's talking about what a strange little Vi I am. See how I'm doing on fire arrows. I don't have any. But this is what I don't usually splurge on, but I'm going to splurge this time. This is my favorite vendor in Gerudo Town, the arrow vendor, because I don't usually buy regular arrows. I usually scavenge them, but these other arrows are a little harder to come by. I know where to find shock arrows. I know where to find bomb arrows. I don't really know where to find fire arrows and where to find ice arrows in the wild, but any place you go to get some of those elemental arrows or bomb arrows are relatively dangerous places. And I'm not actually near those areas yet, so I will wait until I get there before I start scavenging arrows in those places. I can actually go back to the Great Plateau and get about 50 arrows, regular arrows, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just build up a little cache of arrows for now. But I'm not going to be spending a lot of arrows throughout the game. Okay, I said that we would see dragons today. So I am going to try to make that happen. We're probably not going to get a chance to do a major dragon thing today. Let's see. There's a silent princess nearby. I don't have a fire weapon yet. I know where to find one. Let's see. Let me get into some regular clothes first. Okay. Oh, there's the silent princess. Okay. I am about to get set on fire, or I'm about to get hit by electricity if I don't change my weapon. Okay, I should be good now. I gotta be very careful here, because I don't really want to wake up the Stalthos. Ooh, it just woke up. Okay. No, I'm not going to talk to you. I think you're probably a traveler. Just standing there with a lamp. All right. I made it to this stable. And I can wait until morning, which is like in an hour. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, I've got a Gerudo bow now. So one of the things that I can do is I can shoot at stuff from the distance. It's so gratifying. These guys are going to shoot like bomb arrows or fire arrows or ice arrows at me anyway, so I may as well get them first. There is a chest that went down there, but I think that there will be the chest again when I pass back through here. But there is a flying thing over there. And I want to avoid it. But one thing I do want to do is I do want to get up here. And this particular angle shields me from those flying things. Those are actually flying guardians. They're very dangerous. And I don't really have the means to fight them right now. This is very interesting. There is a silent princess around here. You know what? I am going to use the rush room. Or no, I'm going to use the hasty elixir. I don't think I'm going to make it. Okay. I guess it's the rush room. That clicking noise you hear is from the Losalthos arm that I'm carrying. Is this telling me that I need to do some shrines before I can actually even make this climb? Uh-oh. Okay. Ooh, that looks like another divine beast. Here's another fairy fountain. Somewhere around here. There are Endura carrots. Because there always are near fairy fountains. I need about another 1,000 rupees to open this one. They do scale up dramatically. But I'm going to go over here to the tower. And that'll make this area accessible to me when I am able to climb up to that shrine, and accessible to me when I have the money to open up this fountain. And I actually know how I can get the money. And I may just do that tonight. I may extend my time. So let's see. First of all, I'm going to eat a hearty meal. And I'm going to, no, I'm not going to change into Majora's Mask just yet. I think I would like to make these climbs first. Or make this climb. Okay, now I can put on the mask. I'm not sure what happened there. I think maybe a boulder fell. There's like lots of boulders around here. Oh, those guys. Yeah, I'll deal with you. Why not? Those are the little baby rock monsters. You'll see the area is crawling in malice, and we've already got silver moblins. I didn't know I'd killed that many monsters to already have silver. Where's that white? Do they even have white moblins? Well, as you can see, this area is just filled with malice. This is the residue from Calamity Ganon. And I'm going to be looking for the Eye of Malice. Because Malice actually has an eye. And I said that I was going to be looking for a dragon, but opening up this tower is kind of the first step for me in doing that. And I just found the Eye of Malice while climbing this little pillar. Okay. Well, that makes the climb up the tower a lot easier. I wonder if all these places where there are silent princesses, if those will also be places where Zelda Notes has Zelda voice memories. Because in the Switch 2 version of Breath of the Wild, you can get voice memories from the app Zelda Notes, which is, I think it's the Nintendo Switch app, and Zelda Notes is just part of it. And it links to your game if you have the Switch 2 edition. So I'm wondering if you move into these areas that have a silent princess, if you get a voice memory in those places. Okay. see, as you can see now, I've got quite a bit of space on the left filled in, which I did not have filled in before tonight. And so I've got the whole area from Tabantha Tower, from Gerudo Tower, and from the Wasteland Tower. And there's actually a canyon that goes through here. You won't be able to see it until we do the tower that's in this area. And that's not a tower right there. That's a rock that I happen to like a lot. But from here, I'm going to try to get into the... I'm going to try to get into the ridge area, like down here. And get into Gerudo Canyon. It's 9:05 in the game, which means that we might be having a dragon come through here pretty soon. I'm actually looking in the wrong direction. Wow, that's a powerful wind. The dragon may have already come. I don't know his nighttime route. He may come through at like 7. But the dragons are on a schedule. Yeah, I think that's where I want to be. Yeah, this is definitely where I want to be. Lots and lots of ore around here. The ones that glitter in gold are rare ore. So I'm going to take a picture of that with my camera. Rare ore deposit. And I'll take just an ore deposit too. And now I'll crush them. That was a little too close to the snowy area, I guess, because I started to hear Link getting very cold. Here's the dragon. What great luck! Well, I was not successful, but that's okay. Because at least we got to see the dragon. And I can go back to Tabantha Tower now and do this all over again. And in the morning, I should be successful if I get to the place that I want to be. What you really want is to be heading into the dragon rather than in back of the dragon. So I didn't know if I was going to make that shot. And what time is it in Hyrule? It's 1:40 a.m. So, and you can see the ferry over here ahead of me, the fairy fountain. Oh, and there's some luminous ore in that direction. But I still want to go over here. I could light a fire and just sit by it up there on the tower until morning. But that wouldn't really solve the problem that I want to solve. I want to get there in time for the dragon to come back. Which happens around 9 o'clock in the morning, I believe. This is an explodable wall. Well, that wasn't really worth it. As you can see, I can come back through here and farm ore. There's a lot of luminous stones in this area. Let's see if there's more ledge. There is. Another bombable wall. It's a Korok. To be honest, I'm not sure that there's any place else to go. But here, I think I may be at the end of the line. I'm going to save. Hopefully, I'll see a dragon soon. Hmm. I think I see a stable over here. Yes, I do. And I see a shrine over here. doesn't look like the dragon's coming through the canyon right now. So I'm going to make a fire and change bows. Equip a fire arrow. And sit here until morning. And hopefully the dragon will spawn. Not right away, but somewhere around 9 a.m., I think. There he is. Okay. I might be too low. But I think he dips down. Yeah, I should be good. I didn't see where it went. I heard it. There it is. Let's hope I got his horn. I got his scale, but that's fine. And I'm not going to play Shoot the Dragon anymore tonight. I am going to prepare for another quest, actually. And I could... No, I'm a little too far down now. Let's see. This is a shrine. This is a stable. And that's just my location where I want to be. So I'm gonna, let's see, equip a regular arrow, which is what I should have done before I shot Dinraal. But as you noticed, it's Dinraal's scale. Dinraal is the fire dragon. think I'll go back to the old man's cabin, take a sleep, and then pick up again next time. And next time we will do some legitimate dragon farming. So we will be farming a different dragon. We will be farming FAIRIES. And we may be also doing something with the other dragon with Nadra. One thing about the dragons in this game, and in Zelda really, is that they are not hostile. They're actually spirits of the land. Protective spirits. Like Dinraal is the guardian of certain parts of Hyrule, and so on. But they are dangerous to get near because they have elemental stuff flowing from them. It's not like FAIRIES is hitting you with lightning. It's that lightning is flying off FAIRIES' body. And it's not like, Dinraal is hitting you with fire. It's just that fire is flowing off of his body. So anyway, that's all we're going to do for tonight. And I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you.